Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, July 17th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I will do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, if you would like for me to do an analysis on one of your positions, just comment down below and I will do my best to do that in a future video. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. And then finally, the candlestick right there that you see will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. So stock number one, ticker symbol TKLF. Again, TKLF right up there. And very, very nice mover today. And we have ourselves a good solid technical pattern here. So as I draw this into play, I'm not trying to imply this is some sort of special discovery. I'm not trying to imply that this is a special skill on my part. In fact, the exact opposite. I think a lot of people have drawn this into play. And I say all that because when a lot of people, let me get this drawn to play, are watching the same patterns and wondering the same thing, let me change that to green to represent support, but are watching the same things, wondering the same things, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So let me get this one color so we can see it a little bit easier. So we have, again, our resistance, we have our support, we have the explosive move right here. For you golfers out there, try to make it more visual. Put the golf hole down here, and this would be a bull pennant pattern. So just because something's bullish does not mean that the price is going to go upwards. But again, is it valid? Is it plausible to think that if the price comes up here and breaks up through that level, even if you just want to call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, but any sort of break above that level right there, more than valid to think that that could in and of itself create that much more upside buying pressure. So if you like bull pennants, you like penny stocks, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one, ticker symbol SILO, and good solid mover here. Once again, got the gap up and then maintained its gains and slowly started to continue to creep upwards. So first area that I'm going to get into play here is just an upper trending trend line right there, and that would be the ideal lever, meaning if you were to say, hey Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest going forward? And that would definitely be if the price can stay above that green line. Now, with that being said, if the price falls below it, not the end of the world. But yeah, preferably speaking, if the price could stay above it, that would be best case scenario. However, from the overall scan standpoint, keep an eye on that purple line right there, the 50-period moving average. Keyword being moving, because I understand the price is way up here, this line's way down here, but as time goes by, that line's going to move itself higher and higher. So from a big overarching standpoint, as long as the price stays above that purple line, as the line itself moves higher and higher, the bulls are in full control, full health, however you want to best visualize that. In terms of areas of resistance, change that to red. Key battleground to watch moving forward. You're going to be right up there now at $2.50. Yes, the price is broken above it a couple times, but there's a couple other times the price didn't quite go up that high. So I'm just trying to find a middle ground there. But all in all, good solid pattern, good overall day. Got the gap up, maintained the gains as opposed to just falling back downwards and being some sort of gap and trap. So we'll see if the price can make another push up to 250 or not. Next one, ticker symbol PACB. Absolutely monster move on this one. Huge move to start the day where, essentially just straight up. And then finally consolidated here a little bit at the end of the day, and that's where the little miniature pattern comes into play. And I'll get this mapped out here, but just overall, very, very strong looking chart here. So just get that red for resistance. And then there's a little bottom part of the consolidation right here. And this is going to be a very tight little pattern here, but that just illustrates the fact of how strong it's been. So there we go. And then it just, for visual sake, hopefully make it a little bit easier to see. Whoops, did not mean to do that. I guess that still works, but we have resistance, we have support, big move up. So you can see golf hole down here, another bull pennant pattern. So overall though, this bull pennant's a little bit different just because this one, just has basically been going straight up and now has a slight little pullback here. But more of the story, if you like this price range, you like very strong looking stocks that have finally consolidated, definitely keep an eye on PACB moving over the next couple of days. Next one, MARA, and once again, very, very impressive, solid move. So some updates need to be done. Just going to go ahead and get rid of a couple of these lines here. First update just comes down a basic rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. And yesterday, 25 was that area of resistance, but with the price now above it, you would want to see it act as support. And actually, so far, so good. You can see the price came down right there and did indeed find some support. So that's a good sign in and of itself. And that will be the preferable level. If the price can stay above there, then that by far makes the chart look the strongest. But as already talked about in a previous chart, from an overarching standpoint. So if you just care about the big picture point of view, just watch that purple line, and as long as that line, as it moves itself higher and higher and the price stays above it, then overall that's exactly what you want to see in terms of it, just an overall strength chart in terms of all the control remaining with the bulls. In terms of areas of resistance, you can see here from a previous time I did this analysis, talked about right up there around 26.72 as an area of resistance, and that's essentially right where, as I speak right now, the price is struggling with it. So keep a close eye on that, as that'll be the main battleground. But anyway, look at it. Definitely a very, very impressive looking strong chart. Next, DNA, and what a big move off the bottom. Past couple of days, this thing started to show some signs that maybe the bleeding was over. It got some sideways movement right there, and then today the rest is history. Big explosion. How big was the explosion? Well, the price got up above that purple line there, 50-period moving average. Also got above that pink line there, the 200-period moving average. And then after that, it still kept on running and running afterwards. So, I mean, today was a very strong day, especially from a technical standpoint, and just how much it broke through these areas of resistance, both of those moving averages in the same day. So as far as areas of support are concerned, preferable level in terms of what would make it look the strongest moving forward would be staying above 34 cents, but not to repeat myself, but broken record time from an overarching standpoint, as long as the price can stay above these moving averages, then that's ultimately what matters the most from the big picture point of view. In terms of areas of resistance, let's make sure. Yeah, there we go. Next key battleground to watch from that angle of things, going to be right up here around that point, which sits at about 37.5 cents. So 37.5, next key battleground. But anyway, look at it. Huge move today. Good solid volume, blasting through all sorts of levels of resistance. So let's see if that momentum carries into Wednesday. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free class that I'm offering. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen, then definitely go and give this class a view. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use, or if you're watching on my website, there's an area right there on the page. But if you go to this page, click that yellow button, submit your email, you will be able to gain instant access to this free class. And like I said, if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more, then definitely get signed up for that free class, as you can watch it whenever best fits into your schedule. Next, NVDA, and for those of you that watched yesterday's video, hopefully you remember me talking about this pink line here and how that was an important level of support. But the price did come down and has now broken down below it. That happened during the first 30 minutes right there. And then just basic technical analysis rules state that when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance, and that is exactly what happened here. You can see the price tried to bounce several times right there, got rejected back down, and then even this afternoon, tried again right there, rejected back down. Now, the good news is at least the price didn't get rejected back down and then totally collapse and go to the downside. It's still hanging around, so the price is still well within striking distance of getting above that pink line. And I'm not saying the price can't get above it. I'm just saying it makes sense why the price is struggling at that area. But that moving forward, that'll be the initial area of resistance. And then if the price can push above there, next key level will be the purple line up there, that 50-period moving average. In terms of areas of support, I'm just going to go ahead and adjust this level down now. And nothing fancy here, literally just a question of where did the bleeding finally stop today? And the bleeding did finally stop right down there at the 120. There we go. Right there at the $124.50 mark. So that'll be the main area of support moving forward. Like I said, no complicated logic there other than just trying to figure out where the bleeding stopped. But yeah, rough day here, but it could have been a lot worse. The price could have really collapsed after breaking that pink line. But as I've already stated, and as you see, it essentially just has gone sideways. Next one, TSLA Tesla, and overall started very, very rough on the day. Price came down here and broke through that area and then continued to bleed, but to give credit where credit's due, not only did the price return back up to that green line, it actually got back above it and then made a nice push. So overall, a very rough start, but got to give credit where credit's due. The bulls fought back very nicely. And from the support standpoint, nothing here has changed. Still all about that green line right there, which is representing the $250 mark. So continue to watch that if the price does decide to come back down. In terms of areas of resistance, I think the most logical thing, in my opinion, is now to get a bit of a trend line into play here, because you can see that level right there is really starting to kind of forecast where the problem points are at. So keep a close eye on that. But overall, I would say today was a very solid day just because of how rough things started off and then the ability for the price to recover back upwards. But yes, we'll see what happens with it. But Tesla remains very volatile. So for you traders out there, I'm sure you're not complaining about that in the least. Next one, PLTR, and like Tesla, started off very, very rough on the day. had the gap down, went actually all the way as low as right there, and then after that, it was just like the price slammed on the brakes and said, just kidding, we're going back up there, and it made a fantastic run. But within the run, you can see, or maybe not see, but that's the whole point of this, I suppose, but a level of resistance has really made itself apparent where the sellers are hanging out at, and that's right here at about $28.85, which makes sense when you go back to the previous day during this little consolidation right there. Not exactly, but, broadly speaking, within the range of, 10 cents here or so. You can see the problem struggled, or the price had a problem making any further upwards progress. And then we have that once again, both there and there. So resistance-wise, right around 28.85 going to be the key level to watch. And then support-wise, preferably speaking, definitely want to see the price stay above the purple line there, 50-period moving average, right now valued around $28.20. If that level doesn't hold up, then in my opinion, at least, it would not be shocking at all to see the price then start to revisit these lows and potentially come down, to right around the 27.50 mark. But like I said, rough start, very nice recovery though. Next one, LCID. This will mean more to those of you that watched yesterday's video, but as a quick little recap, yesterday's video I talked about how the price had pulled all the way back, but to give credit where credit's due, it found some support right at that purple line there, 50-period moving average, which I know I've talked about several times by now, but this is why. Check it out. So congratulations to anybody that bought that pullback here, because now you've gotten a beautiful bounce off that level and back up the price is gone. So good stuff there. I'm going to go ahead and do a little house cleaning, get rid of that line, and then also convert this over, because per the rule, when levels of resistance are broken and close above, you want to see them act as support. Actually, I'm going to take that back, because as you can see, the purple line and that green line are basically valued at the same level. So I'll just get out of that. We don't want a bunch of clutter, and just oversimplify this and say, well, moving forward now, nothing has really changed. Just continue to watch that purple line there. And, this sort of price action is what it's all about. Finding consolidation and then getting a bounce off it. So watch that as support. And then in terms of areas of resistance, key level to watch, going to be right up here around the $4 mark. So keep a very close eye on that. But all things considered, beautiful bounce off that moving average. So we'll see if the trend continues. And who knows, maybe this thing makes another push up towards those highs. Next, TQQQ, and things are starting to level off here and reveal themselves, at least in my opinion, as some well-defined levels of support. I'm going to adjust this level down here a little bit, because after today's price movement, we can see that 79.75 seems to be a good solid area where the bears tried several times to push down through there, but to give credit where credit's due right here, the bulls stepped up several times and maintain that area of support. So that'll be one to keep a close eye on. In the event, though, the price does come down and break through that level, then I would say a very, very important level would be down here at these previous lows of 78.70 for a couple reasons. Number one, it's just the previous low, but also if you look very closely, you can see that pink line right there is also in the general vicinity. Pink line, as a reminder, being that 200-period moving average, so you would definitely want to see the price stay up above there. In regards to areas of resistance, nice bounce here, still work to be done. But overall, really the main bit of quote-unquote work, it's still a ways off, and it's this area right here at the $83 mark, which has just presented problems over the past few days whenever the price. So even any sort of bigger move, 83 still going to be the level that I'm pretty skeptical of on whether or not the price can get up through there. But all things considered, rough start, good solid afternoon. So we'll see if this momentum carries into Wednesday. Real quick, I will get to Bitcoin here in just a second, but again, for you stock traders out there, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about the tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then like I said, go to the links that I've described earlier, click on that yellow button, hit or submit your email, and then you will gain instant access to this free class that I'm very confident will help you out and give you a good, firm, solid foundation in terms of what matters and what doesn't. So go get signed up for that, and you can watch it whenever best fits your schedule. Okay, here we are with Bitcoin, and one clarification here, I am on the 4-hour time frame, and that just means that instead of each one of these candlesticks representing 30 minutes, each one represents 4 hours, and I like to do that because Bitcoin is open 24/7, and in order for this video to remain relevant for as long as possible by using the 4-hour time frame, it allows us to accomplish that. So all things considered, I'm going to do a little house cleaning here, just get rid of these lines. Bitcoin is doing very, very well, and really, let's just assume that you're watching this video 15, 20 hours from now. So question number one, assuming you're watching this video, like I said, at the a little bit after I get this, where's the price at relative to that pink line right there? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. As long as you're answering the question that the price is above that pink line, then as far as I'm concerned, the chart is still plenty bullish. Now, it's not as bullish as it is right now with the price up here, but as long as the price can stay above that level, then that means the overall trend. Sure, maybe it's got a pullback going on, but by no means is it some sort of train wreck pullback or anything like that. I would consider it a very healthy pullback. Now, if you're answering the question that the price is down below that pink line, next immediate question would be, okay, well, where's the price at relative to the purple line right there? If somehow you're answering the question that the price is down below the purple line there, that would be telling you that something has gone wrong and that the bears have shown up in a very big way. I doubt you're answering it that way, but nonetheless, still want to cover those bases. And then, of course, if you're saying, well, Clay, the price is well above that area, I'm still up above it. Well, the further up above it, then the more bullish this move has become. So no need to overcomplicate it. But really, the question right now from an analysis standpoint is just simply, can the price continue to maintain above that pink line? Which is why I say, as long as you're answering the question whenever you're watching this video, that the Bitcoin price is still above that 200-period moving average, then the bulls are in control. And as I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader to go watch this free class, because what you learn about can and definitely should be used within the world of crypto and Bitcoin also. So like I said, just use those links down in the description box. Click that yellow button, submit your email, and then you can watch the free class. And I hope it helps, and I'm confident that it will. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, hit that like button, leave a comment. Again, if you have a request, comment down below, and I'd be happy to do my best to get to any sort of analysis that you would like. And then, like I said, go get signed up for that free class. So thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good one.